I'm asking, is that something that may have discouraged whoever was gonna buy that development from doing it, or was it something else, or do we know?
No, we're not part of those discussions because it's private
Okay.
property, so, yeah, but that's a good question.
Okay. Roads and streets and vacant lots have been that way for a whole bunch of time. And I know you care about all of the folks in this community in District 8, and Meadowview is just a little small portion of it and
Which
stuff.
I care deeply about because I live here.
Right over there, I know where you
Yes,
live, yeah.
yes.
But there's some folks that live right next door over there that I'm always encouraging city staff to go into these shelters and take a look for your own eyes and see and talk to those residents over there. Because they're the ones who don't have a voice and stuff, and again, they're in your district, Mai.
Yeah.
You're a lady, Mai. And so, I know you're concerned about everybody, and I'm encouraging y'all and stuff. At some point, make an appointment, go over there, talk to those people over there, see how that place is being run with your own eyes and stuff, because as it looks, there's a lot of money that gets spent, has been spent, California homeless, and also in speaking to people about these shelters, there may be a reason that people don't want to go into some of these shelters because the conditions in some of them are horrible. And so, but people are still getting a lot of money to run these shelters.
Why don't we do a site visit? I would love you to join me at the site
Let
visit.
me know, I'll go over there with
Well,
you.
actually, we'll have them, because I think it's a woman, we'll figure that out. Let's see, yeah, we'll figure
Right,
Yeah, but
however,
absolutely. Yeah.
if I'm able to accompany, I would love to go over there and stuff, but
Yeah.
I think definitely,
Yeah, absolutely.
Definitely.
We've done a site visit before, but I think.
yeah, we go over there and visit the fire department and visit the police department and stuff. Let's visit our people down there.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, I heard you say that.
Yes, of course.
All right, Navigation Center, and let me see, what soil testing is continuing to go on. Do we have any idea how much this is costing to do this soil testing?
We can follow up with city staff on that. I think there are like, not a lot, but a small portion of dollars set aside in planning. So they do that, and it's a small set aside of funding only for planning, and they get to choose which.
Planning eats up a whole lot of money from what I'm seeing, and I'm gonna get to that in a little bit too there.
But what I want to share with you is that
Okay.
they have a small portion of funding, not a lot,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm actually grateful that they chose to do it in District 8 because it could happen in other districts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I wanted to advocate to make sure, hey, have you done any soil testing or work in District 8? Like, we would love the opportunity to do that, like, in our district, right? And so I think there's a small set aside of funding, but it's not a lot, and so that's.
Do we know how much we've spent so far?
We can follow.
On this one in particular?
Yeah, how much have we spent
We can
Not sure
follow.
what it-
in all of our soil testing that we've done since y'all been in office and stuff? How much has that costed? And who's doing that work? What piece up there? And I'll follow up there. All right, okay. Franklin Light Rail Station, that sounds like that's gonna be not happening, or it's gonna be.
Well, you know my position on that already. I think it's really important that we have a safe place for people to rest and
Yeah.
park. I've always had that position. I've held 3 community meetings with Deerfield, Mesa Grande. You were actually at the last one as well, and so that's my position on it. And SAC-RT's position was also they support it, and then it had to go to the federal government.
And Humpty Dumpty and his crew said, we don't wanna
that
do
was a
it.
comment that we saw in the SAC-B, but we actually did inquire with SAC-RT directly, because like, the administration can say that, which, you know, it
Right.
could signal where they're going, but when we asked SAC-RT, like, what is the actual update from SAC-RT
Right.
when they did the application, and they pretty said they're still pending, waiting for, yeah.
Cause I believe it was in the B.
It was in the B, yeah.
And they were talking about, the thing fell through because at the federal level, somebody sent a really unkind letter saying like, forget about it and stuff.
Yes,
And I didn't know
which
federal.
is why I asked staff to follow up, just to get clarity. Like,
Okay.
that person can say that, but it's like, SAC-RT, I'm not on SAC-RT board, but because they applied, what was the official response from the actual
Right.
department? And I believe,
Let me pull up the email.
yeah, I think that would be good.
And I don't have a whole lot of faith in our federal government
I
and those
don't
people
either.
running stuff up there. I
But
don't
you
have a
wanna
whole
know-
lot in our
but you-
state either.
But you wanna know what my take on this is that we could have done this earlier if we had the political will under the Biden administration. Because I was supportive of this before Trump was our current president, and we didn't have the political will on the, I would say, at SAC-RT, or our former city manager didn't wanna do it, remember? I had made that request, and we could have done that, but we could have done that under the Biden administration, and now we have this administration. So it is very unfortunate that now there's political will from SAC-RT and from the city to do this, when I have been pushing for us to have a safe parking site in the district, especially because there's infrastructure at the Franklin Light Rail Station already. But we'll see. I mean, it's not a definite no yet.
So
I
it's-
did see that quote from the SACB because I think they reached out to someone, and I think it was like one of his administration spokesperson. But I don't think SACRT has actually got an official like response.
And is that person in authority to actually say anything
I
to
don't know. I
them?
think
Because
you
they have a lot of
There's that too.
stuff
so.
going on, people that are,
Yeah, there's that too.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so that's still pending.
Are you still bringing plants to the pick a plant?
Take a plant, yes. Take a plant, leave a plant
Take a,
stand.
yeah.
And there's a bunch of jade plants out there. I don't know if you guys, a bunch of jade plants, cuttings and stuff to go out there. And it's kind of slow right now because
If it's winter.
it's winter, but there's a lot of good winter herbs and stuff to plant. And collard greens, mustard greens, bok choy, other kind of stuff. So, but yeah, we still do that. Where are we at there? Roads in the streets. Talk about that later.
So, roads and streets.
Roads and streets.
So let's talk about that. I'm on the board of STA, the Sacramento Transportation. It's a JPA regarding transportation in the Sacramento region. And I think you're aware of this, but I believe STA have gone out to do a ballot measure for transportation, safe streets, and all of that. It's failed, I believe, like 2-3 times already. I think Mayor Pro Tem Guerra is the chair of the ad hoc. So there's the STA board, and then there's an ad hoc committee made of those board members that is kind of helping to kind of lead the conversation around another ballot measure.
A ballot measure to do what? To try to find some money to fix our streets?
That's right.
Because that always leads me back to, well, where are all of my tax dollars that are supposed to be going to do that? How come they're not doing that? Because I've been paying taxes longer than you've been born, longer than your whole staff has been born. Been paying taxes here, and so I would think that for all of that, right here where we live in our community, we should be fixing our stuff over here because that's the basic function of our city government.
Yes,
You know?
I absolutely agree with you on that. And our city budget. I think every year we have a conversation. Yes.
That was my next question, so hold on to that. I know our city
we'll come
budget.
back to that.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll come back to the
we'll
city
come back to the
budget.
city budget,
Okay.
But the ballot, so there is a conversation around a potential transportation ballot measure. I only share this with you because there are a lot of advocates that are going to be in that space to talk about let's say that if there is a ballot initiative that goes to the voter, this is an opportunity for us as community to shape what we want to see in it. Like if it does pass, what are the key things that those dollars should be spent on? Basic, right? I know roads, but I'm sharing that with you because I think your voice is really important in that process. As this committee is creating that initiative.
We have to have a
We do,
and this
because you have to because you actually have to create the language for it. It has to go for a vote to actually put it out, to the voters. So it's a whole process, and yes.
this whole bureaucratic
I know.
mishmash rigmarole. How many times have we had the consultants have come out there, Safe Streets, and I forgot the other ones, they changed their names and came